Well, y'all, I am so happy to be here. This my new friend. This my new friend, Sawanda.
Yes, yes.
So, I want to play a little intro, a little something real quick, right? Because this is the theme of the day. This
Uh-oh,
is the thing. I don't know if y'all ready for it, but it,
Hey!
this is the theme of the day. So we're gonna sit here and learn how to tap in. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey!
What?
I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay,
Hey,
Cailah.
remember that beat drop? You
Okay,
gotta go. You gotta go with it.
girl.
Like,
Okay, girl. Hey,
there
we'll show
it is.
the
With the
work.
shoulders. You gotta add it.
Uh.
That is hilarious.
That's
So
it.
what's up,
Yes.
everyone? This is Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with me, your girl, Coach Cailah. Welcome to the channel where we uncover and simplify the strategies leading towards the life and health of your dreams. We also dive, of course, into the nitty-gritty details of nutrition and fitness and just make it simple, okay? Whatever the fads may be, we're going to dive in. We're going to really talk about that, okay? So the goal is for you to take this information and truly design your body. You know, that's my method, that's my mission, that's my motto, is that you truly can design your body wherever you are, however you are, into whatever healthily that you need to be. So again, welcome to Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple. This show is brought to you by Design Your Body Academy, which is my online personal training and nutrition coaching program that helps meet you where you are. It helps let you take the steps you need to take to deliver you into a healthy, sexy, and successful body. Okay, so guys, my name is Coach Cailah. I'm an online nutrition and fitness specialist, a life coach, a fitness business coach, and the author of Design Your Body, Your Guide to Cutting Through the Fat. So go ahead and cop that book on Amazon or send me an email. I can shoot it to you. But today, so on nutrition and fitness, today, the song on my heart is all about tap, tap, tap in.
Yes. Hey! Hey! Hey!
So the song of my heart is all about tapping in, okay? So yeah, the song is cool. It's a little hook in there. But we are going to talk to a very special woman, right? Very special person. Her name is Sawanda Spinks, okay? So Sawanda Spinks, she's a mom of 12 years old, Ezekiel, okay? A college admissions counselor, a newbie powerlifter in her own words, but she found her love for lifting weights, okay, at the age of 40. Now, a lot of times people kind of mess with me because I'm only 30 something. I'm 33, just turned 33. It's my Jesus. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So a lot of times people kind of, I don't want to say chastise me, but they kind of tell me that, okay, well, coach, what you're saying is easy for a 30-year-old, but I'm not 30. I'm not 31. I'm not 20 something. I'm in my 40s or 50s. So I found Sawanda, right, on Instagram. I saw this amazing picture. And when I do the cut of the video, I'll show it here. But I saw this amazing picture. Sister girl was in a hospital gown, holding one of those kind of IV carts on one side, as the this is then. And then the now, I just see this beautiful black queen with the powerlifting suit on in the middle of a squat. And I'm just like, I got to talk to her.
Yes, I love it.
So I reached out and so on, and she was actually like super cool. You know, some people they just don't respond, but she was actually super cool. So we want to talk. We're gonna talk about her life, talk about kind of why she got into powerlifting, you know, and other things in her lifestyle that can really help to inspire you to do whatever you need to do at whatever age you are. So Sawanda, sister girl, welcome to
Nutrition. Hey, hi, Coach Cailah. Thank you. We made it. We finally made it together.
So
Thank
Sawanda,
you so much for having me.
Yeah, anytime. So tell us a little about yourself, kind of your lifestyle, single mom, all of that stuff. Tell me what's up.
Wow. Okay. Yes, I am Sawanda, and yes, I am a single mom of a 12-year-old handsome boy, Ezekiel, and yeah, he just got a cat for Christmas.
A cat?
Gotta add a cat in there. Gotta add her in there. She's looking at me now, and I actually, I started lifting at 40, and I'm 44. And I started lifting, and my family and friends were looking at me like, what? Why? And not just lifting, because I think when people think lifting, they're thinking, 5, 10, 15 pounds. No, I was grabbing the, all the way to 100, and then the barbell, and then the barbell was getting to 135, and then 215, and they're looking at me like, are you crazy? Like, why are we doing this now and not at 15 or 25? But at that time, I didn't know anything about lifting, of course. When I was growing up, it's always the men, who always, were talking about the weights and the lifting and being inspired and motivated to do that. And of course, women, we're just like in the cardio, area, section. So I didn't know anything about lifting, until I got of age. And when I say of age, after 39, after my 30s. And I love it. I love lifting. And the reason why we met on Instagram is because I actually take what I have learned about lifting, and I just wanted to inspire other women, other women of all ages. And Cailah, I have seen women who are in their 70s and they are lifting heavy still. So when I say this is for everybody, this is for everybody. Yeah. So that's just a little bit. And then gosh, powerlifting didn't start until 2 years after. At 40, I was just lifting heavy due to, just health and wellness. And then I wanted to take it a step further. And so that's when I was challenged to do a powerlifting meet. So here I am now training for the second powerlifting meet, which is coming up in May.
So, okay, you just started lifting as for just general health at age 40?
Honestly, general health. I wanted to, so my metabolism was jacked up, literally. And a lot of it had to do with, unfortunately, the restricted diets and like all of these. I swear, Cailah, I was on a diet since I was like 12 years old. Right.
Wow.
And so my metabolism was pretty much shot. And so it wasn't until I spoke with a strength training coach, and she was talking to me about how muscle helps increase your metabolism and how it helps. And so I'm like, muscle, metabolism, what? I didn't understand that. And then when she broke it down and broke down that science, like, well, listen, if this is, part of a healthy lifestyle, then I need to learn how to do it. And so that's how I honestly started it. I was tired of those restricted diets, and I decided I wanted to, do better with my metabolism, especially as you get older. We have to do a little bit better, and I have been hooked ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have been, you've been on restrictive diets, as in like kind of low calorie diets for what, decades?
Decades.
Tell me about the struggle. So tell me why. Like, kind of give me the why, the Sawanda. Why does Sawanda have to go on a diet? Give me all of that.
Ooh, girl, Lord, let me see how I can break down some generational traumas.
Okay. Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, it's this was like going on a diet was like brushing your teeth. I mean, literally, seriously, and not trying to put my family's business out there, but it's like, you grow up and you're seeing, your mom, you're seeing your grandma, you're seeing your aunts, you're seeing everyone who is trying to do what? Lose weight. So everybody's trying to lose weight, and and I'm seeing all of the the diets in the cabinet. I'm seeing the diets, on the counter. And of course, what am I doing? I'm trying to follow suit, just to see, oh, what is this? What is that? What can, how does this help me?
Interesting.
And at 13, I literally was told in my head, no one told me, but because I was not a certain size or certain weight, I already found in my head that I wasn't enough.
Wow.
And so that right there triggered where it was like, well, Sawanda, in order to be enough, you have to be this certain size. So forget about health.
Yeah.
Forget about health. It was like, by all means, let's lose weight by any means necessary.
So I want to backtrack. I want to hit that real quick because that's so interesting that you said when you started off talking about generational, trauma. It reminded me of just so many things that our kids see that we don't realize. Right. So your parents, your environment, your whoever were going through their lives. They wanted to be healthy and they were trying this diet, this fad, this thing and this, and then not realizing what's being passed to the youth that are looking at them. So for all of my parents out there, for all my people out there who have kids or whatever, make sure that you are not setting up negative habits for those that are looking up to you. Because now you got Sawanda is a perfect example. Right, she's been on a diet because of that mental instilling, right, for decades, and then that's good. Go ahead, girl. Tell me more. Tell me more.
No, that's it. No, that's exactly it. I mean,
Wow.
And it's just interesting, just how at 40, it's like that's when the light bulb hit. Because someone sat me down and actually talked to me about health, not about losing weight because of aesthetic reasons or because you want to look good. Now don't get me wrong. I still aspire to have body recomp goals, which is weight loss, of course. But that right now is kind of like the cherry. It's not the whole cake anymore. It makes sense. So it is now like my health is what I look at and what I focus on the most. And when I realize how weightlifting really does put such an impact and how it benefits so like your life. I'm not talking about just your physical, but it's like your mental, your emotion, everything. And I'm like off this of, diets and, and when I say restrict, I'm talking about strict, okay?
Wow.
To the point where then my body stopped losing weight. My body was in such a starvation mode that my body was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. Because of course our body is so smart and so it's so innate that it is, trying to survive. And so my body was trying to survive. And it was like, Cailah, I was still doing 6 days a week of cardio. I was, my restricted calories were low. And my body was like, I'm done. And then all of a sudden I'm like gaining weight and I'm like, wait a minute, but I'm still doing the things that's supposed to make me, lose the weight. My body said enough. And I really do appreciate it because there were so many things that were happening within my body that I didn't even see because I was so amazed at how my body looked, and it just, because it was smaller. Yeah. And so because it was smaller, I didn't think about how my hair was falling out or didn't think about how my teeth were, just things like that. It was just like, but I'm small though. But I'm small.
Girl, you are hitting so many gems, right? So I want to retrace. Okay, so you talked about how you living a life of extreme restricted caloric intake, how that actually caused you to become unhealthy. So I want to say that again for the people in the back. All right.
Yes.
Living a life, right? A long-term life of seriously restricted caloric intake. So basically you're not eating enough over a long period of time can actually negatively impact your health. Sister Sawanda said that it affected her hair, it affected her teeth, right? Yes, she was smaller, but health-wise, her health is what suffered. So there is always a way to do it. Not all weight loss is good weight loss.
There you go.
Also, I'm probably sure like that a lot of that really affected your, like you said, your metabolism, but more importantly, your hormones.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And it's so funny because the term hangry, where you are hungry and angry at the same time, you know, and we're not talking about, I know the hormones you're discussing, but emotionally, just the feelings. It's the same thing, right? Yeah. But it was like, I was so hungry that I was mad at everybody. I was just pissed at everybody. And I mean, my child is just sitting there like, but what did I do?
Oh, not the baby.
The baby girl, the baby. I mean, my mother's looking at me like, are you crazy? Like, what is going on? You know, my brothers are looking at me crazy. So it affected not just me, it affected everyone around me. Wow. Because I wasn't supposed to eat, or, you know, I couldn't hang out, you know, because I was on this restrictive diet, you know. And so it was like, to avoid, you know, eating. It was like, don't be around my friends, don't be around family, make excuses, you know. And then all this time I'm wasting time and then wasting away. You know, we do the best that we can with what we got. And that's what I've learned as a parent. You know, it's like we do the best that we can with what we have. And sometimes the knowledge that we have is all we have at that time. Yeah. So now that I know,
now that you know better, you can do better. And then
you can do better. There you go. And so that's right now, I'm on that path of doing better. Am I well now? I'm better than I was 4 years ago or 5 years ago, but I'm still in that healing process. Yeah. Because healing does not happen overnight. Yeah. And healing does not happen at a certain time. It does not, like, we just think, oh, poof, like, oh, so now I'm not restrictive eating now, so everything is going to be great. No, boo-boo. I still have the trauma from dieting all those decades. And so now my body is in that phase where it's like, okay, now we can heal. Yeah. Now we're good. So, you know, things now, my, you know, nails are stronger, you know, hair is growing into the protective hairstyle under here. I see it. You know, like, but it's like I said, I'm going through the healing process now, and I'm enjoying that part.
You were just talking about how you are enjoying the process of healing, you know, and how your body is kind of getting to the position and to the place where it's ready to, you know, be healthy in a natural and in a safe manner. So, okay, now I had a question, right? I'm still fascinated on the first part of your process, which was the dieting because of your family history or because of what you saw. You knew that as a kid, you reciprocate what you see, right? Now, my question is, when did you realize that what you were doing was unhealthy? It's a diet, right? You were doing what you saw for all these years and everything. I'm sure you got on Google. I'm sure you read some books and you researched what you think you're supposed to do, X, Y, and Z. But when did you realize that what you were doing was not so healthy?
Oh, that is a good question. And I have to give that credit to my strength training coach. Like you, like listen, I am a true proponent of investing in a coach.
Yes, you have to.
You have to, because y'all know what y'all doing.
True.
We don't know what we're doing. Like, all we do, like, we become these Googleologists and we look up this stuff that Googleologist was my cousin. That's my cousin saying. That's her name for it. But we're like, and we think we are these experts.
Yeah.
And so we get on Google and we see these whack, crazy people that are talking about, things you should do. And it's like, no. So I literally met this sister. She was doing the program was Crush the Diet.
Okay.
Crush the Diet mentality. That's it.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, what's that?
That hit your soul, didn't it?
Yes. It was, and I was literally 39 and I was about to hit 40 when I saw that, and it was on Facebook, and I literally joined, and I wasn't even supposed to join because I wasn't a part of the already group that she had. And here I come, this newbie, and at first she was like, I don't think we should let her join because we don't know her mentality. We don't know what's going on. She didn't know my history. Wow. But as soon as I started hearing, I remember 3 things she was talking about: metabolism, muscle, and what was the third one? Metabolism. I just said it last night. Metabolism. It was muscle. Protein. Protein. Okay. Yeah. Because of course, it was like, okay, muscle, what? Metabolism, how did that go together? And then she would, focus on how to, of course, increase muscle to increase metabolism. Yeah. And that was like 6 weeks. But when I tell you, I was glued, like every single time she would come on a live or, whatever, I was there. I was traveling. Like I'm an admissions counselor and I do a lot of traveling, especially in the fall. And it happened in the fall. And I literally, like, every hotel, like, it would be like, okay, do the fair, the college fair, and then come to the hotel. Yeah. And I'm literally with my notebook and my pen and I'm ready for more. And she just, it was like a transformation in the mind where I had to literally like scratch everything that I thought I knew about health. Yeah. And she broke it down where I had to go to the bare basics.
What's her name?
Kiki Smith.
Give Coach Kiki Smith a shout out for
me. Absolutely. Yes. She is amazing. She is the sweetest person. Yes, she is amazing. And just like you, she knows her stuff. Nice. Right?
We might have to get Coach Kiki on here so we can have a combo. I like her already.
I think I will give her a call. I think y'all would do very well together.
Nice.
Y'all would be sitting there like, yes, and yes. Yeah, I can see y'all now. I can.
So your turning point from being unhealthy, not even really knowing that you were unhealthy, but your turning point from being unhealthy into your journey of healing, right, came from kind of just being open to hearing something new. Right? Yeah. A lot of times we're not open to change. We're not open to a possibility that there's something else that's out there that could be better for us than what we've been doing for the past month, the past year, the past half decade or whatever else. So kudos to you, right, for being open and ready and willing for something else, because a lot of times we can miss that. We miss seeing something because we think we're on the right track, right? So stay open, guys, especially if you're having these symptoms. If you've got dry skin, if you've got low energy, if your hair is falling out, if your teeth are in pain, if your nails, if you're having consistent pain in your body, right? Just whether it be joints or muscles, or you just don't feel well, that's it's time to reach out. Your body will talk to you. Your body will tell you when you need help. It's probably talking to you right now, right? It's not saying, hey, go get some ice cream because you need some energy. It's not saying, hey, go drink some coffee because you need energy. It's saying, hey, I need help. and what you're doing is not helping me. So reach out when your body is telling you, hey, something is wrong. I don't feel well.
And you know what's so sad about that, Cailah, is that, and I'll preface this, but when you're on that type of weight loss journey that I was on, you ignore the signs.
Yeah,
you ignore them. Because you're getting the compliments. You're getting the, okay, sis, I see you, or oh, girl, you looking
just
good.
Just because it's the weight loss, because your shape is changing. Yeah,
that's it. And my shape wasn't changing. It was because I wasn't lifting weights. I was just going straight cardio. So it was just a skinnier version of the fat that I thought I was going to lose, you know what I mean, and keep off. So it was like, but because no one could see that, they could see the size that lower that I was on or in, and so it's like we are so blinded by, but you look good, that we don't think compliments. That we love the compliments, the validation. We need the validation. And then that keeps us going. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, doctor, I don't know what happened. And then the doctor's like, well, yeah, you look good. You lost weight. Maybe it's something else. Without even looking that it could be what you're not eating. Like you're not eating enough.
Yeah.
And so, it's that where we have to pay, like you said, we have to pay attention to our body, and we have to understand that, like you said, I love how you said, weight loss is not all healthy weight loss. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not all healthy weight loss, but we think because we're losing weight that it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Right. We got to identify the differences. We got to listen to our bodies and hear and feel and see and be present, so that sometimes that requires sitting our butts down, getting off the phone, and just being one with self.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it's just 2 minutes, it does not have to be 2 minutes.
So, okay, Sawanda, now we realized that you weren't healthy. You talked to Coach Kiki, cool. She got you set up. Now you're lifting, okay? So then you realize that you were stronger than what you thought. So kind of walk me through this newfound, I'm strong, and I want to go show the whole world how strong I am. How did that happen?
I mean, literally picking up, it was, I've always picked up like 15 pounds, never gone past 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was the challenge of, okay, let's, once you do 15, let's try 20. Okay, let's try 25. Okay, and you keep moving in increments of 5. So every week I was like going in increments of 5. Then I would go on the barbell. And then it would be like increments of 20 or increments of 25. Yes. And it was like, wait a minute. And then, so even the coaches that were paying attention in the gym or the personal trainers, they were just like, yo, you're naturally strong.
Yeah.
And you don't think that. Because again, my focus has been weight loss. So I'm not thinking how strong I am physically. But of course, strong Black women, we're strong regardless. But physically, that strong Black woman syndrome. Listen, oh, you're so strong. Yeah, okay. But now it's like, no, you're physically stronger than you think. And so it really was when, I was just kind of like, I wonder how far my body can go.
Why? What made you think that? Because I think that's what people are missing. Some people are, like you said, they don't go above 5 pounds. They don't go above 8 pounds. I can't tell you how. So I've been coaching professionally it'll be 15 years in April.
Wow.
Right. So I can't tell you how many specifically women They go to Five Below, that's my store, right? Or they go to Walmart, or they go to some kind of place and they get the 1 pound, the 2 pound, and the 5 pound dumbbell set. It's like, okay, I have to take a breath. I have to, and then let me assess the person, right? Let me see. Okay, are you coming off of surgery? No. Okay, all right. Are you facing arthritis? No. Okay, all right. Do we have a neurodegenerative muscular disease that we're fighting? No. Right. Then my heart started racing real fast. And I'm just like, okay. I started having a whole panic attack. Like, okay, so do you have kids? About half the time, this is yes. All right. How much do your kids weigh? Whether they're a baby, whether they're, a grown adult, it's always more than 5 pounds. So if you can lift a kid up, if you can hold a baby, if you can hold my cup of tea right here is at least a good 8, right? my books going to school, my computer going to work, steering the steering wheel when I'm trying to swerve the lane is more than 5 pounds. So why do we stick at 5? Jesus, you'll understand how frustrating it is. Like, why do we just jump to 5 pounds? Okay. Like now, I forgot a question. Okay. Are you over 90 years old? No. Oh, right. Why do you stick to 5 pounds? Like, it's the mindset shift. Like there have been so many times where women specifically look and they want to be healthy, they want to be strong, but they don't want to look like a man.
Yes. Right? Yeah. The mentality.
And I get it. You don't want to look like a man. I understand that. Like there have been some negative stigmas around the field of bodybuilding where some women, they do, and that's because of steroids, not because they just touch the weight, but that is because they are injecting extra testosterone into their body that causes a genetic change, right? It causes a change in their body. So unless you are injecting yourself with steroids for the point of gaining massive muscle mass, then you're not going to look like a man. So we have to get over that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We have to get over the concept, the thought process of if I touch it, I'm going to look like a dude. I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to be this. And that's fine. It is okay not to want to be bulky. We all have our own personal identification with what beauty is. Right? Yes, what sexy is. And that's okay. Some like a little more shoulders, a little more arms than others. That's fine. But health should be non-negotiable, okay? Right. Having a minimum level of physical strength should be non-negotiable. And we have to get that by lifting weights. Yes. Right? Yes. So, I wrote a book called Design Your Body, Your Guide to Cutting Through the Fat. Okay. And in that book, I identify 3 key principles to which I believe create a fully healthy being. Okay. Okay. So one is, of course, kind of on the physical side. One, of course, is cardiovascular endurance. Yes. We know that. Everybody knows at least go outside and go for a walk. We got that part. There you go. Yep. 2 is proper nutrition. Okay, we know we need to eat healthy. For the most part, everybody knows in general what is a healthier decision than another. Is a Big Mac healthier than a salad? We kind of know how to make that choice, right? Right. Now the specifics is when you need to hire a coach. Okay, but we in general know healthy, right? Eat good. Okay, but the third piece is what is missing from most women. The third piece is resistance training. We have to have all 3: cardiovascular endurance, nutrition, and resistance training, whether it's body weight, doing calisthenics, single arm push-ups and pull-ups and that kind of thing, right? Yes. Or like Sister Sawanda and I prefer hitting the gym, getting some barbells and lifting heavy. So I'm going to step off my soapbox because that that just hit me. It's like
this is the difference between someone, a personal trainer, just telling you just to do something, for the money of it. And this is someone, sister, who is really, really invested in our health, invested in your people. And it shows and it shines. And I love it. And that's right. Ain't no soapbox, girl. No. just keep doing. You keep saying what you saying.
Girl, thank you. I needed that. It was just in my soul. I had to let it come out. So I used to run a gym out in Baltimore, Maryland called the Rock Solid Fitness, right?
Okay.
After that, I closed that down and I sent all my clients online so I can do stuff like this to help more people across the country, across the world, right? But when I was back in Baltimore, I met this sister named Nafisa. I love her so much, right? Her name is Nafisa.
I love that name.
So I know, right? It's like a battle cry. I always say, I'm like, Nafisa! I know she's probably laughing at me right now, but so I'm at the gym, right? You know, sister walks in and she has a, initial session and she tells me that she is like 4 weeks off of having a baby, right? She had to have it was a hard pregnancy. She's 4 weeks off. She was bedridden for a long time. And I'm just like, well, I can't work with you just yet, right? Because that's not in my scope of practice. I need you to be at least 6 weeks when the doctors say this is a good time to get started. So she came in every day and just walked. Came in every day, walked on the treadmill, did her thing. Maybe the next week she added a 1 pound dumbbell because she had a reason to. She had a reason. Did her thing. And then now 6 weeks passed and now it's time for us to get started. So we're working and she's realizing how weak she was, right? Because she hasn't lifted in a while or because she hasn't done whatever. And I remember one class, right? We're doing, I used to love working with sandbags. Okay. So we got a class with sandbags and they've got to pick the sandbag up and then just do a squat, put it back down, pick it up, do a squat, put it back down. So I'm looking at her and she's over there. She's struggling. She's just like, whew, this is tough. I think she had like a 20-pound sandbag, right? And so I'm like, okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. So I take the sandbag away from her and I go and I grab another one. Okay. And then I give it to her. And then she's like, this is heavier. I'm like, yep, it's 50 pounds. Now let's go. And sister picks it up and she says, oh, and gets back up. I'm like, yes. Yes. She was struggling at the 20 pounds, right? Now, okay, as a professional, I understand the difference between mental struggle and physical struggle, right? There's a difference. Yes. So in my mind, from what I saw from her, she was mentally struggling, not physically struggling. She was struggling with the concept that it's 20 pounds and it's hard, right? But her body, her technique, her form, all of that, let me put that disclaimer, all of that was working optimally. So I'm going to challenge her. I'm going to push her. I'm going to hold her accountable. So gave her that 50 pounds, right? It wasn't 50, but it was much heavier than heavier. Right? Yep. And so gave it to her. She was surprised, but she didn't back down.
That's right.
She took the challenge and was just like, if you say so, she was like, Coach, I trust you. I trust you. So I'm going to go hard. If you think I can do this, that means I can do it. So I'm going to go hard. And I thought that was the most amazing thing. Wow. Because one of the things that she said is that, she said, Coach, I trust the process.
Yes.
Trust the process. I would never forget that.
One of my bands. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Right. There you go.
Trust the process. That's right. That's right.
So I don't even know why I told that story. It was just the weight, kind of realizing that we can do more. Now, mind you, sister was bedridden for weeks, where walking became a difficulty. Now, you've got a coach, you've got somebody, you're in a process where you are challenging yourself to do more. Don't shy away from it.
Yes.
Go harder. Like you said, every week, add 5 pounds, add this, add that.
Yes. That's it. And even not even knowing what helped me during the powerlifting training was that my coach and my training partner would not tell me how much was on the bar because we knew the technique and form. It was like, okay, squat. And he wasn't thinking because he knew that had I start thinking about, how much it was going to be, then we psych ourselves out. Exactly. All of a sudden we're like, I can't do this,
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's like, I get up and he's like, 300, you got it. Wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, so it is a mindset. It is a mindset where you have to be open to trusting the process.
Yes, ma'am.
And trusting the person who is the expert. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, which is why I said it is so important to invest in ourselves when it comes to a coach. You know, invest in that coach. That coach doesn't have to be a whole year, a whole 5 years. It can be for 30 days, 90 days, whatever you need in order to get the right and proper information.
Invest in it.
Because we can literally hurt ourselves, physically and mentally and emotionally, where we're hurting ourselves and we're thinking, oh, well, she did it. Well, my best friend did it this way. And my girl, no.
Exactly.
Everybody is different. And a coach and y'all are the ones that know the difference, between, one sister's and her, body type and her, lifestyle, and then this sister's lifestyle and her body type and what she's, doing. So it's yes. So
sis, what would you say to a woman who's listening to this podcast, and let's say they are in their 40s, right? And they're trying to lose weight, but they're focusing on cardio. What would you say to encourage them about not only weightlifting, but that you're not going to just look like a man? It's one thing if I say it, but it's different if somebody else that's in the same story. So talk to the people for me.
Wow. So honestly, when I first started, of course, that's the first thing in our minds, is that it's like, oh, but I'm going to look like a certain type, Now, if that's what you want to look like, all for it. Like you said, everyone has their own body goals, their, all that good stuff.
Yes.
It wasn't until I got on Instagram and I saw women, beautiful Black women who are badasses that are doing, and they are like from this small, to my size to bigger, we come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And what I heard when Kiki was talking to us about lifting weights, because of course she had to motivate us as well.
Yeah.
But she used to say, weights are for transformation. And cardio is really for fun. Like she's like, it's for fun. She's like, if you really talking about curves and all of it, she's like, cardio ain't not gonna do that for you.
Yeah.
She's like, your lifting weights is going to do that for you. And of course, everybody perks up then, because it's like, oh, wait a minute, what? Wait, huh? And I don't even talk about this on my Instagram, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little shy about it when it comes to like, my body. But like those that know me, like my family, like they have seen some transformations when it comes to like, certain body parts. And they're just like, where you get that from? Like what? And unfortunately, I didn't take a lot of pictures, back then, because I was so ashamed of my body, and so it's like, but I knew, where it was like, people would say, back then, be like, yes, you ain't got much right now. You don't have nothing. Now they can't say that.
Right.
They can't say that now, know. And I'm saying that to say that, fortunately and unfortunately, that is kind of the motivation for some women when it comes to losing weight, where they are saying, well, I want to lose the weight, but I want to keep the curves. You keep the curves if you're going to lift heavy.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the truth. You're not going to lift heavy. It's you, unless of course you are genetically, that type.
True.
Then yes.
Very true.
But if you are, and again, this is not, I'm not an expert. Never said I was on my Instagram. Never said I do. I am, but I just know just from experience, directly and indirectly, just how, that has changed.
Yeah.
And then the other benefits are, of course, as I've gotten older, I'm getting older. It's like I am seeing such benefits that have nothing to do with the physical.
It has, like what? Give me an example.
Oh my God. Like the mind fog that I used to have.
Yeah.
I used to have this mind fog. Like it was like, because I wasn't eating, because I wasn't, it was just, I was not thinking straight.
Right.
When I get into that gym and when I start lifting and you start feeling confident because you are such a strong badass. Sorry, I keep saying badass, but you really are.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I mean, it's like you exude all this confidence because you know that you are strong,
Right.
And there was a time that I was so afraid of the weightlifting room or the section in the gym because there were just mostly men there. And so it's so fun to go in there. And sometimes it's now just maybe two or three of us, three women. But when they see me on that squat rack, they're just like
mouth open, right. Yeah.
Right. Like what? And then you come out and you feel so good. It's the adrenaline of just, releasing those happy hormones. and then it's such a stress reliever. It's such a stress reliever because when you come out there, I have more energy. I get up. I literally get up now because I've been doing this for so long now. It's a habit. So because I've been consistently doing it. So I literally wake up now at like 3:55, 4 o'clock. Like I put the alarm on just in case. Because sometimes there are days when I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I was real tired then. But I get up and I have so much energy throughout the day.
Yeah.
I don't, I'll drink coffee, like if it's like winter, if it's real cold, then, I'll drink coffee, but I'm not a coffee drinker. You know what I mean? I'm not really a coffee drinker. So, but, I'll drink it just because, if it's something warm or whatever. But the energy levels have increased. My confidence has exuded now. Like it is like so different from what it was. And I honestly didn't really have this. Like, people think that, but I really feel good about myself. Nice. You know what I mean? I really feel good about who I am and even my self-image. So no, I'm not the body type that society wants you to have, or builds up, but it's like I am getting so comfortable in my skin.
Your own skin,
in my own skin. And it's like, then I can go and do the work. Then I can go and make the, process of something else. But I got to love this right here. And lifting really has helped with that. Nice. Seeing muscles, I've never seen, and seeing things, and trust me, okay, no one comes to me and is like, "Oh, you look like a man." Girl, no. Listen, we can still be sexy and have and live at the same time.
So tell me now, you've not always liked lifting or exercise in general. Is that correct?
I hated it.
So how did you transition from not liking exercise, right? You may have had to run because that's what you had to do cardio wise, but how did you transition from not liking exercise to actually falling in love with it or the process or the whatever? Because there are a lot of women that are just like, it's so hard, I don't like it, I get bored, I do this. Like, tell people something.
You know what? And you know why? And I've had this conversation with some of my cousins where I used to equate exercise and weight loss. at the same time.
Okay.
If I wasn't losing weight, I stopped working out. I would work out and be like, oh, I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to lose all this. And then I do all that I need to do, meaning I have done too much. I've overwhelmed myself because, see, what we like to do is we like to go from 0 to 60. We like to go from, oh, I was on the couch last night and then now I want to run 3 miles. Okay. No. Like, you know, but we go so fast. And then as soon as the weight starts, you start losing weight. So it's like, ooh, okay, now I'm going to do some more. Now I'm going to drop my calories. Now I'm going to increase more weight.
Overdo it.
Now you're overdoing it. And that's what happened with me. It was like, I had to get out of the mindset that exercise was just for weight loss. Exercise is not just for weight loss. Right. But we think that our society, unfortunately, that's what we see the most, is that we're looking at someone else's physique and we're like, oh, I want that, and then we pick it and we're like, now, how do I get to your shape? How do I get to your size?
Yeah.
And, and then as soon as like I would lose the weight, I stopped. Like I stopped exercising
because it was the means to the end.
I was like, oh, okay. Well, I did what I had to do. Now let me go ahead and go back into my habits. Let me go back into that. And so I had to learn that I had to change my mindset. Exercise is not all about weight loss. Exercise is about health, because to me, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And when I started seeing that, wait a minute, so I can just walk and get my heart stronger. See, we don't see that because we're seeing it as, oh, I'm just walking. What else?
Or just for weight loss.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, I mean, can I walk an hour? Have you been walking an hour, sis? Can you start with just 15 minutes? Like, and start there. So that's what happened. When I first started lifting, I wasn't lifting 5-6 days a week like I'm doing now. Like I started literally with 1 time a week, 1 day a week.
Nice.
And, and then the rest was, of course, the cardio, because I was so used to cardio anyway.
Right.
So it was like, okay, one session. What's that going to do?
That's the start.
Trust the process.
Yeah. You better tell them.
1 session. And then it went from 1 and being consistent with that 1. Once you're consistent with that 1, guess what? You're going to find the second day. Oh, well, let me see. Let me find the second day. Find the second day. Soon as you find the second day and you're consistent with those 2 days, then you start adding, the days. So for me, I had to change the way I saw exercise.
Yeah.
Exercises, it was not weight loss. Exercise for me was getting stronger. Exercise for me was getting healthier. Yeah. Exercise for me was having more energy, focusing on my strength and, what my body can do, not what my body looks like. So that was that. I know that was the long and drawn answer, but
focus on what your body can do, not just about weight loss. Like, I love that. Like, I love the concept of not using exercise as the means to the end. Well, let me say, exercise, I think it is a good concept to use as the means to the end, but we have to change the end. The end is the cruise. It's not the wedding. It's not the number weight loss. It's not this. The end is a long life. Is a healthy life, is a successful life in terms of your body, being able to use all your limbs until you're 95, 96 years old. That is the end we're looking towards. So exercise is the means towards the end. Now, there are different symptoms that will happen because of it. Health will happen because of it. Weight loss will happen because of it. Clear skin, strong nails, strong bones, all that good stuff will happen because of it. The end is having a long, healthy in mind, body, spirit life.
Yes. Ooh, that's it. And I really do think, Cailah, I think also that you know, the picture that you saw me in, the one where I was in the hospital, and that was literally March 2019, and they had to take a huge tumor out of from my pelvis all the way down to my thigh. It literally looked like a dumbbell, the doctor said. And I was like, it's so funny. She didn't know that I was lifting at that time. So she was like, I was like, really?
Like that's ironic.
That's ironic. But I really think that the healing process that really helped just me, because I've been working out so much and consistently, I really think that helped that healing process. And when I say that healing process, because in March, I've already had a surgery, you know, in January. Then here I am in March of 19, a surgery again that took 8 hours. And the doctor said, you cannot lift anything over 15 pounds. And I'm like, what? I'm like, huh? You know, and she's looking at me like, why are you so like, and then I had to tell her, and she's like, oh, okay, well, no, you still can't do it. And then, you know, I started training for the my powerlifting meet, which was supposed to be in April of 19, but of course, due to the surgery, couldn't do it. So I pushed it to, I saw one in December, and I said, I want to do that. And of course, you know, the mama bear, my mama, and everybody else who cared about me was like, Sawanda, are you sure about this? Like, you really like, do you know what your body has gone through? Do you know what you're doing? You are over 40 now. Like, you know, that was, you know, but it's the doubt that fueled me. It was like, no, I can do this. Because I've already put my mind to it. That's it. I've already put my mind to it. And my brother was in the hospital with me. And he wasn't the one that was like, no, I don't think you should. He was like, yep. He was like, my sister gonna bench. She's gonna squat like 500. And she's gonna deadlift like 450. Like, you know, he was just such the motivator. And December came, and I trained all the way through December. It took me 6 months. It took me longer than everybody else, but mentally I had to be ready because, of course, that doubt of, well, you only have 80% of your leg that, you know, that you can really use now. You know, doctors are telling you this now. They're telling me this. And I'm sitting here like, well, I only have 80%. Well, I only have, and I said, well, if I got 80%, then I'm gonna just use the hell out of that 80%.
I know that's right.
Oh well. And I use the hell out of that 80%. So, you know, it really is a mindset. It is like the healing part helped by this first. And once I knew that I was capable, that I'm capable of doing anything I put my mind to, it's like your body responds to what your mind tells you. So back to even what you were saying about the sisters who are still catching the 5 pounds and the 1 pound and 3 pounds, sis, it's because you think you can't do it. It's because you think that it's too heavy, or you think that I can't do this, you know. But tell that same mama, if their child is stuck in a car,
get them.
You
get them. Go ahead, get them.
Car, or a car is underneath that child. You best believe we got that strength when we gonna try to pick up that car because we care so much about that child. Same thing happens to us where if we know that we can do something for ourselves, and I know it's harder to do that for ourselves because we quick to do it for everybody else.
Real quick.
You know. But if we're quick to do that for everybody else, that means we have that energy and that, you know, stamina to do it for us as well. So it can happen. We just got to get that mindset together. Got to get that mindset.
So you tapped in, right? That's the theme of
tap
in, right? That's the theme of the day. So you tapped in to your own strength in a time where your family was just like, the doctors, you had 2 surgeries, a surgery in what, January and then in April? So you had
March.
2 surgeries. March.
Yeah.
So January and March, 2 surgeries. Doctors are saying you shouldn't lift more than 20 pounds. So you decided to allow that energy that was coming from your loved ones, which was a hesitancy, which is okay. That energy that was coming from the doctors, just like, no, don't do that. They're telling you, they're speaking, they're giving energy. It's not energy that you wanted, but you allowed yourself to take that energy and to fuel yourself into saying, okay, they don't think I should. They don't think I can. If they're giving me this restriction, I'm going to use everything that I can up to that restriction. And I'm pretty sure you're using a lot more than what they told you, that 80%, right? So you took the energy from what everybody was telling you and you tapped into your own wants, your own desires, and said, I'm going to lift. I'm going to start with 15 pounds. And then I'm going to go to 17.5, Planet Fitness. So I had that 17.5, right? And then I'm going to go to my 20. And then I'm going to go to my 25. And then every single week you added more. Yeah. So sis, there is so much that we can do, right? Just as women, number one, right? Number two, as Black women, right?
Hello.
There's so much power that we have in ourselves. We just have to tap in, right? We gotta realize that it's not about can I, it's about do I want to.
Yes,
that's the biggest difference. It's not about how long it'll take to do it. It's about do I want to
do it? There you go.
If we can make it up in our mind, if we can make the decision and burn all the other bridges that are leading to all the negative options or all the other options that are less than, if we can make it up in our mind, if we can tap in and decide to do X, Y, and Z, there is absolutely nothing that is going to stop you. We can do it. So, okay, let me see. They told you can't lift more than 20 pounds. So just give us your stats real quick. What's your numbers? What's your powerlifting numbers? I'm ready.
Well, because I'm training for the next powerlifting meet, I had to check in, meaning I had to tap in too. And I had to see like, okay, my personal record right now, the squats in 2019, when I went in the meet, it was 303 pounds, right? It was 303 for squats.
Yep.
Last week, I went in to check in and I squatted 315.
Hey.
So now I know, where my goals are, where I want to. I'm looking at least 330 for May,
May,
yeah, bench, it was.
You can do more than 330 because it's January.
I know.
So now the coach of me is coming out. Talk about Kiki, because I know that you can do, that's only 15 pounds. And then, game day, you're going to be ready to go and all that. So I want to see at least a 340, 345, something. That's what I want to do. Just put that on the card.
My training partner, he said 350. So what I know what he's going to do, because he's the handler, he's the one who's going to handle all of the stats and stuff. So I know what he's going to do. He's going to put it in there, probably for the third lift, third attempt.
Yeah.
So, but, and then bench, I am getting stronger. I know I'm going to do better. And I know for us as women, we're just, when it comes to upper body, lower body, we're stronger in the lower, than we are in the upper. So I'm working on that. So I'm at, it was 150, and then we tried out 155. Struggling a little bit, but I'm gonna get to it. So the goal is to get to 155. That's it. Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Cailah, I'm gonna make sure I connect with you and say, girl, let me tell you what, the bench. And then deadlift, we were attempting 345. Almost had it, but the PR, the personal record, is 336 right now. So so
and you've been competing for how many years?
That was my first meet in 2019.
Good. Those are our beginner numbers, because we've got some improvements to make. Because I'm so excited to see where you are. Like, and you and I competed in our first powerlifting meet at the same time.
Yes,
my first meet. Yeah, my first meet was December 2019.
Wow.
And I told you this story earlier, but I'll tell everybody again. So, my motto is design your body. I truly believe it is possible if you tap in, right? If you say that you're going to do something, then you have removed all barriers. Now it's just about time and consistency and making that thing come true that you spoke, right? Sometimes like God has given us power in our voice. And so when we speak it, now we got to just follow up and make sure that it happens. It's going to happen. We just got to follow up and do it, right? So when I again, design your body, right? So I started off, powerlifting because I knew I needed to get on stage and do a bikini competition just for my field. We know how people are. We got to see it and all that. So I'm like, all right, I need to prepare myself to get on stage. So let me start with baby steps. So my first competition was in that December, right? So we did bench, squat, and deadlift. I don't remember what my first bench was. It was low. I think I hit my college numbers. It was like 130 something. Nice. It was like 132 or something like that, right? Nice. My squat was like 220, 215. Nice. And then my deadlift was, I think it was like 280, 290. I don't remember my first number, right? But I had to reach a certain weight, right? So we know with the weight classes, right? I had to basically be 138 or below in order to compete in the weight class that I wanted to compete in. Because I knew if I was heavier than my weight class, I would be with them strong girls that I did not want to touch. Because my numbers of my best was not going to be good enough to even compete at that level. And so I competed 2 more times, won that meet, did another one, won that. And I'm like, all right, now let me try something for real. So I tried the state championship back in 2019. So in 2018 was my first meet in December. 2019, the state championship was in of Ohio, was in May. Right. And so, like you said, bench, that's my weakest lift. Right. So bench, I got was it 147? I think. Nice. 147 on bench. Now, mind you, I was at, again, 138 pounds. Right. So for women, awesome. I was proud of myself. There's some girls that do a lot more than that, but I was proud of me. Yes. Right. That's right. My squat was 240 something. Which was again much better because I was coming off of I had double knee surgery in college. Wow. So double knee surgery, I never lifted heavier than that in my entire life, and I'm a whole grown adult. Right. So lady, it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with what decision have you made, and then how much time have you put in it to make it happen. Right. And so this was funny, right? So my mom was there, my dad is there, my my aunts and uncles are there because it was in my hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio. And so the last lift is coming up, and this girl and I are going back to back. We're going back to back, right? She was winning by like 2 pounds. Wow. 2 pounds. And then deadlift comes, sister girl. Deadlift comes. Now, I don't know how anybody can remain cute and sexy on deadlift because that goes out the window. No, yes. All I know is I grab that bar, right? So I grab that bar and I'm pulling. And I'm pulling. I was like, that real ugly pull. I hear my mama. You know, when you hear your mama, you close to Jesus, right? My mama is yelling. I hear my mama yelling. And then I hear like the people you give your cards to, they're yelling and screaming. Everybody's like, look out. So I'm just like, looking at my big ugly eyes. And then you gotta hold it down, cool. Yellow light, the white lights come past 3:30. What? Shut up! Wow, girl. That I don't know how. I don't know how. I was just like, I'm gonna either win or I'm gonna do all this for no reason. Okay. So I knew if I put in, I had to put 330 on the card. If I put anything less, it wouldn't have happened. I had to jump. Now the highest I had lifted prior to that was 315. Wow. So sis, game day, meet day. That means it's time to go. So again, what I did was I was just like, okay, I've been training for the past almost a year for this competition? Am I going to walk away with less than what I decided to do? The answer was, hell no. I was going to do my absolute best, right? So yeah, all of my numbers went up. All that's great. But if I didn't win in my mind, I'd have been like, nope, I got to do it again.
You're right.
When we make the decision to tap in,
yes,
right? And that was a day of tap in. It was all fun and games before that, but I saw that I could actually win the meet.
Yes.
So during the competition, I'm like, okay, this is what's going to happen. We gonna do this right here and right now.
We gonna get this.
we gonna get this.
Yep. Exactly.
So ladies, like, do not be afraid, right? So you've got two beautiful Black women here that are lifters. We lift a lot. We lift heavy. I don't think we look like men. I'm just saying, you look too good to look like a man. So
I'm gonna say, nah, you
think that.
Yeah,
but the thing is that it can be done. Start somewhere. Now, I know I joke around about the 1 and the 2 and the 3 pound, 5 pound weights, but if you actually start somewhere and then progress, that's the key. So if you start at 1 pound, okay, good. That's week 1. Week 2, go to 3, right?
Yep.
Week 3, go to 5 pounds.
There
week
you go.
4, go up. So every single time, don't allow yourself to stay stagnant. All right. You have power in your voice. You have power in your decisions. Make the decision to be better. Make the decision to live a long, healthy life. And your health will be a result of your exercise and your nutrition, right? Your weight loss will be a result of your exercise and nutrition. Again, it is a symptom. Our bodies changing and designing and reforming and recomping are symptoms of us following through on the goals that we have set for ourselves.
Yes.
So I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you and tell you that you can do it. Don't be afraid. Cardio is not the answer. It is a part of the answer, but it is not the answer. Good nutrition is not the answer. It is a part of the answer. And yes, there are many different ways to do good for your body, for your health, for your age, for your needs. There are many ways, but it's only a part of it. Weightlifting is not the answer.
Right.
It is a part of the answer.
Yes, but it has to be part of the answer.
yes, it's got to be part of it. So cardiovascular endurance, resistance training, and proper nutrition, all 3 have to be designed for your body. Yes. That is how you live a long, healthy, sustainable, happy life with full operation of your limbs and just great. Just be great.
Yes. The benefits are great.
Well, y'all, this was super fun. Thank you, girl, for coming on and talking to the people. I really appreciate your time, your effort, and your story, right? She gave us a lot of information on how she has allowed her mindset, how she's allowed that tap in to work for her. She has literally commanded her own destiny because she said what she wanted to happen. She took the energy, the negative energy or the not so positive energy from those around her, and she used that to fuel herself into a goal. So whether you like exercise or not, whether you like lifting or not, or running or cardio or whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. Use it.
Right.
Use it as the tool to reach your end goal. And your end goal should not be the cruise, should not be the wedding, should not be the weight loss number. Your end goal is health. And that is a goal that will never end until you die. So use it.
Yes.
Use it.
You are amazing. You are so amazing. I'm so glad we connected. I'm so glad.
And we got to talk to Coach Kiki. I want to talk to
you. Yes, I'm going to definitely give you her information, and I'm gonna let her know.
Absolutely.
We have been talking about her.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to the Song of My Heart today. And don't forget, if you need help, seek it. Matthew 7:7 says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened. I'm here for you. For your health, your fitness, your motivational needs, whatever it is. If you need help, just ask. Google will only get you so far.
Hello. That's right.
Well, y'all, I am all out of content, and I hope that you not only enjoyed this episode, but that you are able to put this information into practice. We joked, we keyed, we had fun, but we also hit you with a few 1-2 punches. So I really want you to take this information and add it to your daily life. Add the power of your voice, add the power of your decisions, and your ability to get over the what you do and do not like. Because a lot of times our desires or our cravings or our wants, they can't outweigh our goals. And we don't want to work out. And our goal is to lose weight. We've got to have a fight. You've got to have a boxing match. Now, I'm going to talk on that a little bit later. But we got to put ourselves in a position where when we set a goal, we are allowing nothing to get in the way of stopping us reaching the result of that goal. So y'all, thanks for listening to this episode of Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with me, your girl, Coach Cailah. Do me a huge favor and like, rate, love, comment, subscribe, and share, and send it to people that you think this will be helpful for. So thank you so much for listening, supporting, and downloading Nutrition and Fitness Made Simple with your girl, Coach Cailah. Peace and blessings, love and light. Always design your body.